This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm reunited with Roundhouse Radio. It's been a very long time. I checked
It's
today
about time, man.
when we last did an interview. It was like May, I think the 5th of May of last year. So yeah, a good long time, man. How are you? I've been missing you.
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. You're looking like a grown man now. Long gone is the 18-year-old kid just making his way, eh? It's push. What are you pushing 20? Or almost almost out of the teens? What are we talking about?
That's the first time I ever heard anyone say, "What are you pushing 20?" Normally you say, "Oh, you're pushing 40, pushing 50." Yeah, I'm 20 now.
Nice, man.
Getting a little bit older. I prefer when you're 18, still young. How are you though? How's things with you? How's life treating you?
I'm good, man. Life is treating me well as always. We got some things in the work. Planning a new show, which is going to be exciting. That's all I'll leave on that. Uh, just a new internet show, new YouTube show that we'll be doing, which is going to be fun. And just being excited for Misfits 20 and everything that's been coming. I mean, dude, just to dive into it real quick, like Misfits lately has it's felt this energy. Really, in the last five events, I want to say, have felt an energy that I haven't felt as authentically since all this stuff kind of started, and it's been feeling that way again. It just feels really, really raw and really real and exciting. So I'm just pumped for it, man. I feel like this is another step. Like Anthony Taylor fighting Darren Till is like that perfect blend of a guy that's a real Misfits guy. Anthony Taylor is a Misfits guy through and through, and now he's getting an opportunity against Darren Till, who's a huge star in his own right, right? So it's exciting, man. So, like, do you not feel the same way?
Oh no, I was very happy for Annie Taylor. I mean, what a year he's had,
Yeah,
what a turnaround. I mean, I remember thinking, oh, it's such a shame. If Anthony Taylor was an exciting fighter, he'd be a way bigger star. And now he's
yeah.
just like that. It's changed his whole style completely. And now he's talking trash and is an exciting fighter. It's great. It's a perfect scenario.
Which is a testament to guys like Mams Taylor and stuff like that, who that was part of the small council's doing, and specifically, I'll shout out Mams Taylor for just being able to identify. Look, man, you can do so much more, and having those conversations with AT and being like, yeah, it's higher risk to not fight a gritty, in close kind of dirty boxing style. Yes, I understand, but the reward is worth the risk. And without that, he wouldn't be here right now. If he's not knocking out, you know, Eric Samuelson, if he's not getting that KO, and Gabe Silva, if he's not getting that KO, he's not getting this fight. This fight
Mm.
isn't happening. So yeah, it's awesome testament to those guys too.
I know, and he got the KSI fight, which I didn't think he was going to get. I think a lot of people didn't think he was going to get that fight, but then that
Yeah.
fell through, so you kind of feel bad for him. And yeah, he's finally got his main event that he deserves. But did you see Beavo? I mean, he's probably out of the fight now. I don't know if it's official or whatnot,
Ah,
but everyone's seen the TikTok where he's hurt his shoulder again.
you know what? I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? That's like when I found out that HS wasn't going to be fighting. I was like, "Whoa." Like no way. HS is pulling out against Wade right after Wade's looking like a freak Wade shows up at BJ Flores' gym and HS is nowhere to be found. He's like a ghost of Christmas past, bro. Like the second BJ Flores was on camera, HS was like, I don't even know that guy. He's like, do I have a fight scheduled? No shot.
What do you
But
think HS? Do you think HS is scared of Wade?
no, you know what? Here. I'm playing the heel. I'm playing the heel in this. Do I really think he's scared? No, I don't actually think he's scared. But if I play the heel a little bit, I can get under his skin. Maybe I can make him come and fight. A little sooner. Maybe I can piss him off. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to piss HS TikkyTokky off so that he gets in the ring sooner. Because I want to see it, man. I want to see him fight. I know their fights rescheduled, but yeah, I was talking a little smack online, as you do.
No, no, I'm liking it. But yeah, I guess that fight would probably be in America or maybe on the island card later this year, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, with Bevo, I was pumped about that. I wanted to see him fight. It was looking like he was training, like he was getting after it. If he's hurt himself, he's hurt himself. That is what it is. But I'm teasing him as well.
But yeah, it's annoying he's out because he was one of the biggest stars on the 20
Yeah,
card. But
yeah.
yeah, we'll see what I'm guessing they'll
And
probably
and
come
he's a
back.
guy that everyone wants to see lose, right? It's
Yeah,
perfect.
he was quite it's quite weird because he used to be quite loved. I remember this time last year he was quite loved, and now it's things are starting to turn, and now he's kind of hated.
Hmm.
He just
Good
come out with
balance
some like
though.
wild statements, and yeah, people kind of. they're not the biggest fans of Beaver right now. But who knows? He goes wins a boxing fight, then that can all change, you know. So yeah, we'll see what goes on in Bevo. But yeah, with Wade, he's one of the biggest stars in the he's never fought. I interviewed Daly yesterday, went down to his gym, and he
Okay.
was saying, "Oh, I'm going to tune in for the Misfits card only because of Wade. I just want to see what Wade's got." So I feel like Wade just pulling the fans in here.
Yeah, and I think it's a testament to him and his integration with this space. I mean, he's been here the whole time. Wade's an athlete though. If people don't know that, he's
I know, but that's like a cursed statement when you say someone's an athlete. I mean, Nate
yeah.
Robinson. Everyone's saying Nate Robinson's an athlete, and he got sparked by Jake. You know, you can't be saying he's an athlete. It's
Yeah,
bad
okay,
luck.
okay. That's a cursed word? Okay, my bad. No, like my thing is though is Wade knows the sport inarguably, and he's always known the sport. So when you can translate the sport, then you can learn it quicker as long as you have the right mentality, and that mentality is to be humble and to be able to be a student. And Wade is a perfect example of that. He goes to the right gym. He goes to BJ Flores, is a guy that I think is a really good fit for him. Obviously, different coaches are going to fit with different guys. I think that BJ is a great fit for him. He's around a team that are like-minded and doing the same thing. So he's able to take this knowledge base that he already has, and then because he's an athlete, um, which I'll
Oh
say it again,
no, there we go
even
again.
though
Two
it's
in one.
cursed. But because he's an athlete, he's able to translate that physically as well, which is a much shorter route than if it's your first day in a boxing gym, which is what like guys like Nate Robinson were, and maybe they have a bit more ego behind it. So I'm excited to see it. I think that this bodes well for him. I think the Messiah Warrior here is probably not a big of a challenge as HS TikkyTokky would be. Not to say that he can't win. He's a big guy. I saw him in person. He was at the last card. Obviously, he didn't get to fight, but he's a big guy. I just think it's a better position for Wade to be in because now he gets a nice warm up fight, if you want to call it that. But he gets his first fight to be slightly less high stakes, slightly less high profile, and he can make a statement and get all the nerves out of the way, but also just feel his body and how it feels in the ring under the bright lights. And that obviously is a huge factor. A lot of people get super tired in their first fight, or they, have adrenaline dumps or whatever it might be. So he's going to be able to deal with all that stuff without having to be against a guy that's HS TikkyTokky right away, because that fight's going to be huge. I mean, especially if Wade goes in here and starches this dude, that fight is huge. So
Is that a big fight in America though?
HS versus Wade.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I think so. I think Wade has more pull than maybe people recognize. Hopefully in America.
Because
We got to do it in like
Misfits needs
Tennessee
a
or something
massive
though.
Misfits needs a massive America card so they can make
Yeah.
sure they can capture the American audience. But
Who does that though? Who brings it? Like
well,
Logan Paul, I guess. Dylan Dennis.
The Miami card that the zone called off was the big. You had so many famous people. You had like YK
Mm-hmm.
Osiris, you had DDG, so many big American stars on that card. But yeah, the zone just said no. So
Yeah.
a little bit annoying. Oh no, you're a zone guy, aren't you? I shouldn't be saying this. Oh, Riley.
Bro, I'm the man of the people. I'm the man of the people. I have no enemies. All right.
Same. I've no enemies. Anyway, let's talk about this then. The KSI opponent will be announced on Fight Week. Hey, do you have any
Mm-hmm.
idea who it is? Any thoughts on your
No.
side? If you were
Dude,
KSI's,
I didn't know Wade was showing up in Dubai. Mams was throwing me off the whole time, and I was like, it's gotta be this guy, it's gotta be this guy. And then Wade comes out, I was like, yo, what are you talking about? That blew my mind. He's been doing well at keeping it under wraps. You probably got better spies in the network than I do, dude.
I knew about that Wade thing for months. I knew about it
Yeah,
since
yeah.
the Newcastle card ages ago. But if you're KSI's team, who would you be picking? Who would you like? You can pick like out three guys for me. So if you're Mams, if
If I
you're
could name out,
Alexis, if you're team KSI, who you kind of picking to be his opponent?
man, I would pick. I would love to see. Unfortunately, Mike Perry fought Jake Paul already, which kind of devalues that a little bit. I don't like KSI following Jake's footsteps. I think he should do his own thing. A guy like I've always thought that Luke Rockhold would be fun.
Or Masvidal. I think Masvidal would be good as well.
Exactly. Those are kind of my numbers. Would be like high level former champion, probably not in boxing or in boxing, but just depending on what level of risk they want to take with this. But yeah, guys like Luke Rockhold, Mike Perry, Masvidal, I think those would all be super fun fights. I've always thought Darren Till would be a fun fight, right? But if Darren Till is able to work like well here against AT and get a win, maybe that argument comes back up. But right now, those are the fun fights. I mean, I really want to see Mike Perry versus Darren Till in the future as well. I mean, that's a fight for UFC fans. That's like a deep cut fight.
Hmm.
Like that was supposed to be doing like almost a decade ago. But
But undercard wise, I know Fox and Walid is heavily rated on the undercard. Who wins that one in your
yeah,
eyes?
yeah. I mean, I really like the Sami Ahmed fight. I think that's super exciting. I think he's gonna work him. But Fox Waleed, have they booked that confirmed?
It's not good. Oh, it's sort of rumored, very heavily rumored for Mark.
Yes. Okay, okay. I think that's really exciting. I think it's really exciting. Waleed is a guy that he had some injuries as well. He was fighting. I don't really like the strategy of his camp. I feel like they weren't recognizing brain health enough, and they were kind of hua hua tough guy about it, which is just not how I like to operate anymore. Spent my entire life in environments like that, my entire adult life in environments like that. I've paid that price, and I know that it's just not smart. And so seeing his camp do that, I didn't really like. And then
Mhm.
Fox has done it, in my opinion, perfectly, where he did the amateur fights and then he made himself really confident, came in against some challenging opponents like Small Spartan J, slept him. Let's call it what it is. Absolutely phenomenal performance. So this to me is going to be his test. If he's able to get that fight, if they're able to confirm that fight, which I would love, it's the big test for me because Waleed's also been doing great outside of Misfits. Obviously you're not getting the views that we're getting. Hell yeah. But but he's been getting the experience, and I think it's going to be a clash of what could be next in that weight division, right? Who's really going to make a statement for themselves to be the proper next guy? Because Fox kind of got that stolen from him in the 2 versus 1. So I really want to see him against a high level, high challenge opponent and see what he can do. I believe in him, man. I believe in Fox G for sure.
No, I think that's an amazing fight. That could be a main event. I mean, both come from Michigan. It'd be
Yeah.
imagine Misfits did a Michigan card, and then yeah, have that as a main event. That'd be pretty
Okay.
cool. Or do the rematch if it's a close
Is
competitive fight.
Michigan a big state? Is that like a big state? I don't
I've
know. I
no
don't know
idea,
enough
but
about
Willie
America.
Sharks, his
Yeah.
event, I think when he does his kind of pro cards there, it's like 1,000 people there, 2,000 people, and
Yeah.
like selling out. So if you had a little bit bigger arena, I don't know, I thought it'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool. I know
We
that
can make it
Willie,
happen.
yeah, I think Willie's quite a big ticket seller in his hometown indeed. What are some fun fights since it's the beginning of 2025, the
Mhm.
very beginning of the year? Looking back on 2024 compared to 2023, how do those years differ in terms of the Misfits shows and Misfits overall?
I think it was 2023 compared to 2024. I think 2024 we found the perfect blend of the type of fights that we want to be putting on because it's a you got guys like Rough and Rowdy that are like here's a bunch of people that have never fought before thrown down. And in the influencer scene, we had this like very dramatic growth in skill level and ability of the fighters. So I feel like 2023 maybe was a bit of a discovery period where we were trying to understand the best way to make fights that made sense when it was hard to know who was really putting the work in compared to who wasn't putting the work in. And so you get some fights that maybe shouldn't be put on. Whereas now I feel like we've got that blend a lot better. We're able to identify guys that are willing to take challenges, but have also been putting in the work. I even think about Adam Brooks when he fought against King Kenny. It's like a lot of people are like, "Oh, this fight shouldn't happen," but it's like Adam Brooks to me was a perfect example of a guy that, man, he's about it. He's a fighter. He's a dog. Yes, was he a massive underdog? 100%, right? Was he expected to lose that fight? And he did lose that fight 100%. But did he look like he didn't deserve to be there? Not really. It just looked like a good fight for King Kenny. And that's a good example of a fight that we were able to identify, this guy's actually a fighter and he's about it and he's not going to put himself at risk. Whereas in the past, maybe we had to worry about that a little bit more. And you're just seeing that more and more, right? Like even Wade Plem going in against the Masai Warrior. Like I said, I think Wade's a huge favorite there. But the Masai Warrior, he's not going to be in danger here. This guy's a fighter. He's going to come to fight. He's going to do his best. And we've been able to do that consistently, which makes the fights more consistent, which brings more eyes, and then has just made it even better. I mean, we were talking to Roy Jones Jr. last year, like huge stars in the space, and everybody's calling out our guys. Everybody's trying to get on this platform. Everybody that tries to leave, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to leave Misfits, go somewhere else." And then they walk out in the desert, it's empty, and there ain't no water there. And guess who they come crawling back to, right? So it's it's just the space to be, man. We made an ecosystem that's dude. We're on Misfits 20. Like that's unbelievable to me. I don't even know if I believed that we could make it happen, but here we are.
I
I
know,
did believe. I
exciting.
always believe.
Exciting times ahead. What event did you start on though? What was your first one?
Dude, I think it was. I think it was. This will be my 13th. That's all I know. This
Wow,
will
you're
either
not
be my
even
12th or my
you're not an
13th.
OG. You're not an OG then. You weren't there from the
I
very
guess so.
beginning.
That's because it's good. It's good. Wade had my job. Shout out to him.
You're rooting for the Messiah Warrior then, huh?
No, never, bro. There's room for everybody at the top, baby.
No, sounds pretty good indeed. A couple more things before I let you go. Tommy Fury pulling out. Your thoughts on that and what's next for him?
Yes, I have my thoughts on that. I'm raging about it, or I've been raging about it. I'm so pissed because it's the stupidest, most embarrassing thing I've seen in my entire life. We set up this huge card in Manchester against Darren Till, a guy who has one boxing fight, like a quasi exhibition boxing match, a guy who fought as a Muay Thai fighter, okay? And then in the UFC, he stayed a very diligent Thai style throughout his whole career. And Thai fighters have famously bad boxing. Then now he doesn't have any knees anymore, and he comes to boxing, and this guy pulls out against him, who's a Fury, who's from a proper fighting family, and he's gonna getting paid way more than he was worth in a fight that he should have been a shoe in to win. This guy should have been a minus 1,000, minus 1,500 favorite. And he pulls out of the fight because Darren Till makes a joke about kicking him. And God forbid, man, like that's the biggest, softest pullout I've seen in my entire life. I hate it. I hate it. It makes me so angry because this fight would have been huge. If it wasn't for Anthony Taylor, who's my boy, coming in and saving this card, which makes me even more excited about it, I would have been even angrier. But pumped to see Anthony Taylor replace Tommy Fury because Anthony Taylor deserves it because Anthony Taylor knows how to show up, knows how to fight, and knows how to bring it. Tommy Fury, who even knows where he is? Last I heard, he was stuck in a boat somewhere,
Well, there's a
and he
video that
can't get
came
off the
out. There's
boat.
a video
He's
that came
just
out of Tommy
stuck.
Fury today. He was doing a 5K. Oh no, he was doing a 10K run, I think. But apparently
Wow.
he's got news coming soon, Tommy.
10-kilometer run. That's crazy. I did my first one of those when I was 11 years old. So big shout out to Tommy Fury. I'm playing again. I'm doing the same thing. All right. I'm trying to get these guys back. All right. You know what I'm trying to do here, man. You know what I'm trying to do here, Fred. I got to get under these guys' skin. I got to play to the ego.
No, I
Who's this
like
ginger
it.
kid calling me out? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I just got to be some.
We have you on the channel more. I think the issue with me not interested in you, I think that's why we never had any issues with events, is because you're on broadcast the whole time.
Yeah.
And then I'm running around interviewing everyone. They're kind of like sitting down or milling around or whatever. But you're on
Yeah.
broadcast, so we
Yeah.
never cross paths. We always miss each other the whole time. I think that's the
We,
reason. So I'm thinking now, I'm thinking,
mhm.
blimey, have I not interviewed Riley more? But I think it's just because you're on the broadcast, and then you don't really
Yeah.
bump shoulders, you know.
I know. No
And
stress.
yeah, especially after, yeah, on broadcast, you're from the very beginning to the very end.
I know.
There's no time. It's the whole time on broadcast. Yeah. Do you enjoy it though? Is it ever stressful finding? I've got a question about the broadcasting first side of things. Do you have a stylist to pick out your suit you're going to wear every time? Is it hard having an outfit for each day? Do you actually have to plan that?
Bro, I do have to plan that, and I don't have a stylist. I wish I did. That'd be cool. But I didn't even know anything about
You
clothes
know
at all
BL,
until
you
I
know
started
BL from
this.
Misfits News. He is a
Yeah.
stylist.
Does he really? No wonder he
Yeah.
does. What a cheater. You know what, Beal? I'm on to you now, bro. I'm after Beal. All right. I'm talking to him tomorrow, and I'm gonna come after him. How dare he? How dare he have a stylist
Yeah.
and not let me know? That's hilarious. No, man, it's being a broadcaster is an absolute blessing. It's a high pressure environment, right? The buck stops with you, obviously. And I love that, man. I absolutely thrive in environments like that. I feel alive when I have a lot of pressure under me, on me, I should say. And it makes me feel so good. So no, I absolutely love it. The team is amazing. Misfits and Mams Taylor and all of them and the small council, dude, those guys have been nothing but phenomenal to me. And I feel like it's because I return the favor and I feel like I show up for them every single time and in every way I can. So I'm going to keep doing that and I'm going to keep getting after it. But I absolutely love it, man. I mean, there's some challenges and difficulties and stuff like that, and we get over them. And the team at the zone has always been amazing to me as well. I forgot to shout them out, but yeah, it's the best, dude. It's the best. Although maybe I got to get a stylist. Are you calling me out? Are you saying my drip isn't on point?
No, I'm saying it's very impressive you dress that well without a stylist.
I got you. I got you. He's being nice.
Seeing you're so passionate about Tommy Fury though, do you think that we'll
Mhm.
see KSI Tommy Fury the rematch this year?
I think it's going to depend on who's able to get him first, right? I think it sounds like there's rumblings that MVP wants to steal him and get that rematch first so that they can be like, oh, we beat him. But I did a detailed breakdown of their first fight. I genuinely, to this day, and whatever, I still think that KSI versus Tommy Fury was a draw. I did it, like I said, I did an unbiased, detailed breakdown of it, and that was the score that I came out with. I just don't see how he's confident with that when he's saying, if I don't beat this guy, I'm going to retire. I'm not a real boxer and all this stuff. So it's like Tommy Fury he has like, he says these things and you can just back it up. And then he doesn't. And it's like, you can just validate and prove this. And then you don't. It's like, just do the thing that you're saying you're going to do. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Just fight the guys that you say you want to fight. So, yeah, I would love to see that rematch, but I just don't want KSI to get hung up on Tommy Fury. Is Tommy Fury really the ceiling? Like, this guy that hasn't really accomplished anything in the sport of boxing other than having a brother who's one of the greatest that's ever done it? Like, can anyone answer me that honestly? Like, he's just Tommy has put himself in a beautiful position where he has somehow made himself the standard when it comes to pro boxing. But put that guy in the ring with Vidal Riley. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. You know? So I just I don't want these guys to get hung up on Tommy Fury. They can bypass him, and then see if he wants to, and then maybe we can change the dynamic of this argument, right? Instead of him being like, give me all this money or whatever, I'm not going to fight you. We can be like, bro, I'm up here now. You want to fight me? Come up here. Like, you got to come to me. We got to change the dynamic. So we'll see. I'm not, like I said, I love the Furies. I've been fans of them forever. I got freaking Tyson Fury right there. But I got to give him his heat when it's due. You know.
Well, I can't wait before Tommy Fury's next fight when you're interviewing him in the dressing room right beforehand. That'll be interesting to say the least.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's all love. I'm just giving him heat, and he knows this. He knows I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. He pulled out of the fight for whatever reason. He's definitely aware of what's been going on here, so he's just getting his flack.
No, no, it's fair. It's fair play at the end of the day. But Riley, I do appreciate you hopping on the Zoom. We'll do another
Have
of
me,
these
brother.
another time. I'll see you in about 2 weeks per se in Manchester.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll
All
see you
right.
there.
Well, sounds
All
pretty
right.
good then. Riley, thanks so much, man. That's perfect.